Hi everybody, I'm DJ Foster, joined by Grand Valley State head football coach Matt Mitchell as the Lakers prepare for Michigan Tech in a whiteout this Saturday night right here in Lubbers Stadium. Well, Mitch, a good victory for your team last weekend at Wayne State. That's 3 straight wins for your team, and not surprisingly, 3 straight strong second halves. You've outscored your opponents 87-7 in the last 3 wins over Lake Erie, Hillsdale, and Wayne State. What do you think the biggest factor is in those strong second halves? Is it, adjustments you're making at halftime, or just kind of playing better in the second half? What do you think it is?
I think a combination of 3 factors. I think one is, some adjustments by our coaching staff, some things that we're seeing. Wayne did some things that they hadn't really shown on tape, and so we kind of got that adjusted. I think 2, for whatever reason, a couple of the games we've came out, we haven't really, executed up to the standard that we need. And I think the third thing, too, is we spent a lot of time in the summer and fall camp with conditioning and strength and conditioning. And, knock on wood, we're a pretty healthy football team, a pretty strong football team. And so we're able to rotate quite a bit. Like, if you look at our defense, we rotate along our defensive line frequently. Our linebackers rotate. Our secondary rotates quite a bit. And so when you start getting those third, fourth quarters, we probably have a little bit more depth, a little bit more fresh bodies. We rotate receivers, rotate running backs. We've got a lot of different guys playing in a football game. And I think that we have, maybe a few more fresh bodies out there that are a little bit playing at a higher level as the 60-minute game wears on.
You're 5-1 through 6 games. You're just beyond the midway point of the season. What are some things you're happy with that you're doing well, and what do you think you still have to improve on?
Yeah, I think our offense has continued to improve every week. We made some really big changes offensively. We put in a lot of new things schematically and did some things. And we had a new quarterback, and some new wide receivers and new guys up front. And I think that they've stuck with the process. You continue to see us kind of get better and better every week, especially, like I said, the quarterback position. I think Bart Williams played at a really high level on Saturday, and that's kind of back-to-back games playing at a very high level. So excited about, that. Defensively, we're pretty steady throughout the course of things. I think getting Matt Judon back healthy made a really big impact too. He was hurt in the Ferris game, didn't play much the last couple games, so having him back is good. So I'd like to keep getting it going on kickoff return. That's one thing kind of me is a little disappointed. We've had great punt returns. We got to get it going on kickoff return. I think improving our kickoff return and continuing to improve running the ball, just trying to get those guys up front going. We've had some lineup changes, guys been in and out, getting more depth and consistency of line, just more consistent running the football. We're going to have to run the football here in Michigan as the weather starts to turn, things get colder. Right. We got to establish a running game.
Michigan Tech comes in this Saturday night. They're 5-0 overall and 5-0 in the conference. 3 of those wins are by 5 points or less, and they've played 4 games at home so far. Something you mentioned in your press conference on Monday was their strength on third downs. Last week against Northwood, they were 17 for 23 on third down, and then 2 for 2 on fourth down. So a total of 19 for 25 on third downs, which is just tremendous. That's obviously a strength of theirs. What else do they do well?
Well, I think offensively, I mentioned this in the press conference, they're very efficient in their operation of their offense. They don't shoot themselves in the foot with a lot of turnovers, and they're not really penalized. So they never really are chasing the sticks at all, or putting themselves in a bad position, from a field position standpoint. I think that Cowie has added a quarterback run element to it, which keeps people off balance, and it's really difficult. And I believe, we're looking at statistics, he might be number 1 in the nation in terms of completion percentage. So he's putting the ball in the spot for the guys to make plays. So it's just an extremely efficient football team on the offensive side of the ball. And then defensively, they're not giving up anything rushing. You play in this conference and you have great rush defense, it's going to carry a long way. Right. And if you look at the yards per game and what the rushing totals are for each of the teams they played, it's been pretty minuscule. So that can carry a long way in this conference.
That being said, are there some things offensively you think you can exploit? And defensively, what do you see that maybe you can kind of take advantage of?
Well, I think, offensively for us, it's about, execution and about taking care of our business, not jumping off sides and we're on the, the 1-yard line. And then got to make some plays. We got to make some plays. I think our backs got to, they're very strong in the defensive line, so we got to try to, be active as runners with our tailback positions. And then I think one thing we did in the second half last week was when the ball was in the air, we fought for the football and we made plays when the ball was in the air. It is what it is. There's going to be some tight quarters in the run game, going to be tight quarters in the passing game. We got to go up and, get some contested balls, break some tackles, make some plays. So our skill guys got to make some plays. And that's it. On the defensive side of the ball, we had a problem last year with trick plays, giving up big chunk passing plays. We give up underneath routes that go for touchdowns, and we give up a reverse pass, or it was a had 2-pass down the field. We've just given up some plays. We got to be more disciplined defensively. They're just too efficient. They execute too well. That it's just really about being disciplined on that side of the ball. And like I said before, they've been really good on third down because they're in a lot of third and shorts, third and mediums. Being great on first and second down and trying to get him and the rest of their offense into some down and distance where maybe they're not as comfortable. It doesn't happen very often, but if we can do that, there's a higher chance of success on third down.
Both teams combined have just one loss. Both teams ranked in the top 20. It's a whiteout this weekend. You lead the country in attendance. New white jerseys. Obviously, a lot of excitement about kind of a showcase game here this weekend. Just talk about, the excitement level and getting back here in Lubbers and having hopefully a great crowd and a great atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, we love playing at home. The environment we have here is unparalleled, and now we've added some things to it to increase, the environment, to increase the exposure for the game. And I think our players should really appreciate that what this athletic department does for them and what the fan support we have. So when you get recruited and you sign at a place like Grand Valley, it's to play in big games, and this is obviously a huge game. They're all big to us in terms of how we handle things day to day, but it is what it is. These are two top 20 teams going at it, and I think there's going to be a lot of juice and energy from our players taking the field. So we got to ride that out a little bit, make sure that we're not overly hyped up, but we're looking forward to it. I mean, this is a group way different than last year when we played them. We were not so good last year in terms of our record. We're confident. I don't know how it's going to go down the field, but we're confident taking the field, and it just adds with our atmosphere. That adds to our confidence. So we're very fortunate to have it.
Top 20 matchup here in Lubbers Stadium this Saturday night, 7 p.m. It's Michigan Tech and Grand Valley State. It's a whiteout, so make sure you wear white to support the Lakers. Mitch, thanks for your time. Best of luck on Saturday.
All right, thank you.